Hello and welcome all. I am Abhishek Tiwari and you are watching me on Unplugged TV India. History was created on Christmas Day as NASA launched its first James Webb Space Telescope. Some of the main features of the James Webb Space Telescope is a large infrared telescope with a 21.3-foot primary mirror. The observatory will study every phase of the cosmic history from within our solar system to the more distant observable galaxies in the early universe. What makes the James Webb Space Telescope more interesting is that it won't be orbiting from around the Earth like the Hubble Space Telescope, but will actually be orbiting from the Sun, 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth, at what is called the second Lagrange point or L2. What is so special about this orbit is that it lets the telescope stay in line with the Earth as it moves around the Sun. This also allows the satellite's large sun shield to protect the telescope from the light and heat of the Sun and the Earth and the Moon. The telescope itself will be operating at 225 degrees below 0 Celsius. Explaining it in detail, the NASA wrote that the temperature difference between the hot and cold side of the telescope is huge. You could almost boil water on the hot side and freeze nitrogen on the cool side. This is why the telescope will be operating from the second Lagrange point. The Webb Observatory is NASA's revolutionary flagship mission to seek light from the first galaxies in the early universe and to explore our solar system, as well as planets orbiting around stars called exoplanets. It is said that the telescope will be sending pictures at the end of commissioning. James Webb Telescope carries 4 state-of-the-art science instruments with highly sensitive infrared detectors of unprecedented resolution. The telescope will study infrared lights from celestial objects with much greater clarity, explaining the communication between the Webb telescope and Earth. NASA also added that with Webb's position out at L2 also makes it easy for us to talk to it, since it will always be at the same location relative to Earth in the midnight sky about 1.5 million kilometers away. We can have continuous communication with it as Earth rotates through the deep space network. Using 3 large antennas located in Australia, Spain, and California, during routine operation, Webb will uplink command sequences and downlink data up to twice per day through the DSN. The telescope will take 30 days to reach the start of the orbit at L2, but it will take only 3 days to get far away as the moon's orbit. Speaking about some international news, people in Switzerland will be able to legally change gender by a visit to a civil registry office from January 1, putting the country at the forefront of Europe's gender self-identification movement. Switzerland joins Ireland, Belgium, Portugal, and Norway as one of the few countries of the continent that allows a person to legally change gender without hormone therapy, medical diagnosis, or further evaluation or bureaucratic steps. Under the new rules written into Switzerland's civil code, anyone aged 16 and above who is not under legal guardianship will be able to adjust their gender and legal name by self-declaration at the civil registry office. Younger people and those under adult protection will require guardian consent. With the new gender change rules, Switzerland joins just 24 countries worldwide aiming to decouple gender choice from medical procedures. Spain in June approved a draft bill allowing anyone over age of 14 to change gender legally without a medical diagnosis or hormone therapy. Moving to more concerning news of COVID-19, France has recorded more than 100,000 virus infections in a single day for first time since the pandemic struck. The COVID-19 hospitalization has doubled over the past month as the fast-spreading Omicron variant complicates the government's efforts. According to the data, more than 1 person in 100 in Paris region has tested positive in the last week. Government experts have predicted that most new infections are linked to the Omicron variant and which will be more dominant in France in the coming days. Meanwhile, a surge in Delta variant infections in recent months is pushing up the hospital admissions. More than 1,000 people in France with the virus died over the past week, bringing the overall death toll to more than 122,000. The government is holding emergency meetings to discuss next steps. Government is also hoping that a stepped up vaccinations will be enough to save everyone. Now, some nation updates. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday announced that vaccination for persons between 15 to 18 will begin from January 3. The announcement was made by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday evening. Similarly, booster doses for senior citizens above 60 years will also be administered from January 10. The important announcement was made in the view of increasing number of Omicron viruses infection in the nation. Vaccination of health workers with booster doses will be carried out on priority basis. According to the data issued by Health Ministry, India's active case load currently stands at 76,766, which is lowest since March 2020. The recovery rate is said to be highest since March 2020 at 98.40%. Meanwhile, 6,987 new cases were registered in 24 hours. Even though India is registering low cases, many states have announced new curbs and restrictions owing to the rapid spread of Omicron. Many states have already imposed night curfews, strict testing, vaccination to control the spread of the virus. Some major update in music industry. A day after Suga, fellow members RM and Jin have also tested positive for the virus. The update was shared by their management company Big Hit Entertainment. In a statement posted on fan community forum, RM, whose real name is Kim Non-joon, is currently exhibiting no particular symptoms. Giving an update about Jin, Big Hit said that the musician flew back to South Korea on December 6 and underwent PCR testing. Immediately after his return, he is exhibiting mild symptoms including light fever and is undergoing self-treatment at home. Big Hit further added that RM27 and Jin 29 completed their second round of COVID-19 vaccination in late August. They are currently undergoing self-treatment at home. The company also informed that neither member had any contact with other after their return to South Korea. If you like our content, then please hit like, share and subscribe to our channel. Help us grow in providing you more interesting facts, news and daily updates. Till then, good night.